Hello, my name is Bennett Santana, and I want to welcome you to our first blog of the GoldMind Business Academy, where you'll be transformed, you'll scale, and you'll thrive. And so, greetings to all those ambitious, visionary entrepreneurs that are out there, the determined doers. Welcome to this blog. I want this blog to be your go-to resource for one, encouragement related to business. Plus, we're going to give you some very practical advice from 30 years of running business and being trained in some of the best business schools. I went to the Kelley School of Business at Indiana. I also have a master's degree of all things, computer science from DePaul University. And in addition, I spent 4 years training under Michael Gerber's E-Myth program, where I went through they have a number of modules, 48 modules I went through, and how to franchise a business. And so a lot of the information I'm going to relate to you is going to be just kind of like a combination of all that, the experience, um, my training, plus my trials. I think that's probably the biggest place where I could really help someone else in terms of sharing with you the trials that I've gone through, and I'll get a chance to share with a little bit more about those trials as we go through the session today. And so, why a GoldMind? Why did I settle on GoldMind Business Academy? Well, Business Academy is basically what I've been doing all my life. Has been helping people start businesses. And so, from a young age, I've been helping open doors for people. But I'm thrilled to invent new marketing systems, new marketing branding, uh, computer system. So I'm just thrilled to do that. I've helped many business owners along the way, and maybe we'll have some of those in this session and this as we blog. I'll have them and I'll interview them because I've helped start many businesses. I'm going to tell you that I have, where I've just encouraged someone or I wrote someone a check or I've helped them come up with their name, basically provided them with $1 million worth of consulting to help them. And so the gold mine, getting back to the gold mine relates to what the Bible talks about in Job and in Revelation, that after you go through trials and tribulation, that you get refined as gold. And so, if you are a person that has faith and really believe that there's another place, that we're just here temporarily, like I do. I mean, I'm really just here temporarily in this simulation, so to speak. But that ultimately there's a reason that I'm here, a global reason, a more internal reason, to really to help bring along a lot of folks to where I think we'll all eventually be, is before before the mighty God, bowed before Him, ultimately. And so the so I would just want to say to you, you better get used to gold, because as I'm reading Revelation, there's gold all over the place. That's and in fact, if you think about it, God just highlighted in the Genesis, it's like in the first couple chapters, hey, by the way, there's gold in this river. And so if he wants to highlight it, it must mean that there's something special to it. And so, but we could become like fine gold after we go through the trials and tribulations, and we still we still move along in our journey, and we help others. And so that's the reason why it's called GoldMind Business Academy. And so if there was going to be like three tenets that we would follow, obviously we have the transform, the scale, and the thrive. The transform is that I want to help you transform your mental thought process. The most important thing that you got to realize is you got to change your mind. This is, the Bible says, as a man thinks, so is he. So one of the first ways, if you want to, change your direction and move toward a level of abundance, where there's plenty of resource, and that you're helping many people and you're helping your own family and you have all the things that you need, you have to set a direction. And that direction has to be based on a mindset, because you can't have a poverty mindset and think you're going to make money. You can't have a mindset that you think about sickness and have health. That just, no way around that. And so that's the first thing. That's the first step of everything, is the transform and the scale. What scale? I want to help you scale strategically. And this is really for the business owners that are out there that have already has an established business and they're having frustrations. Their marriage is on, on the rocks. Their health is on the rocks. They have all these other, things that they have to do just to kind of relieve the stress. And it's all related to how you're scaling business and how you systematize that business. And so one of the things I'm going to take folks through a journey of systematizing their business. And basically, once I teach you some techniques, such as how to break the business down into 7 areas, how to change your conversation related to your business, and and how to fit into that, and really you'll be able to then use that to help yourself, but also as you teach the folks that are around you, your family members, your employees, your team, they'll be able to then start thinking about the business those 7 ways. And when you start thinking about that business that way, the stress actually reduces and it just gets easier. It gets easier. And the last point is thrive. Really, yeah, listen, you could achieve everything, but the Bible says that you could gain everything and you lose your soul. Well, so what's the purpose? And you could have all this money and then you lose the focus. You can have all this money, but I'm going to tell you, on the deathbed, I never heard of a wealthy person on his deathbed saying, "I wish I would have just invested that and made more money." No, he's basically, or she's basically saying, "I wish I had more time." And so I want to share with you principles to help you thrive. And when we get to that level, and just let you know, all of these, there's a waiting list to get on to these these areas of where I'm basically coaching. And so we're going to be throwing those out, but I want to just start out with the blog. But getting together with the related to the Thrive, we're looking at, how do you build legacy for your family? How do you teach your family members how to make money versus spending everything? How do you keep a lot of your wealth? How do you employ tax methods like defined pension programs, 401ks, those kind of things. Even the possibility moving to Puerto Rico, we'll be talking about that. And let alone living trust and that kind of stuff. So the Thrive part of it is basically how to manage when you have it all. And then not only that, the biggest part of Thrive is giving, right? Talking to you about, the reason to have wealth is to give it away. Yes. The only reason to have wealth is to give it away, and how you can impact others with the money that you make. So what to expect. I would just want to share this with you. What to expect from our blog. First of all, getting back to that, those 3 tenets, but also we're going to cover really 3 foundational things. It's called faith fortified franchise. And you're going to see, I'm going to just give you some easy, words to remember. And faith is, I'd like to help grow your faith. And that's a belief system that you could change, but you could, from that very moment that you change your belief, your life could change. So I want to help you with that area. And faith, and that leads basically to being really centered in yourself. And there's a lot of benefit to that. The second thing is forged or fortified. And I want to support you when you go through the trials and tribulations. I know that troubled times will come. You know how I know that? Because it's just a natural part of life. I've been in business 32 years. I've gone through many cycles. I'm going to tell you, I've been going through 7-year cycles. I've gone through 14-year cycles. I went 7 years without an income. I actually had a season where I had nothing. And yet I was able to still go through it. Not that I'm going to say that I thrived through it. No, I didn't really thrive through it. But you know what? I didn't get moved by it. That's the one thing. I didn't get moved by it. And though the winds may come, may blow, I turned into like a palm tree. I just bent that way. I didn't hold rigid. I just, took the storm. And you know what happened after that storm? I got pruned. One time I went to Puerto Rico after the hurricane. It got a good cleaning that after that. I don't see some people say, "Oh, that hurricane's from the devil." To tell you the truth, the island calls for a hurricane. It asks for it because it doesn't have a winter. And so it needs a hurricane. Those islands need a hurricane for nature's sake. Now we have a hurricane here in Chicago. It starts around November 15th. It probably ends March. That's our winter hurricane, where all the leaves are blown, everything happens. It may not be much as wind, but it's different. We get the cold weather. But I got to tell you, sometimes we do need a good hurricane in our lives. And so that's one thing I want to share with you, that fortification, that internal fortitude, that forging, right? Because it's like if you imagine metal being hit, pow, 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 you're going to make that metal sharp. That's how those samurai swords are made. It's through forging process. And then franchise. Guess what? I want to help you multiply. And I know that's where the big abundance is. When you multiply, take dominion, multiply, be fruitful. That's what the mandate was in Genesis. Why can't we do this? But you gotta start out at the beginning. You can't be limited thinking. I know there's a lot of folks that just name their companies all kinds of stuff, funny stuff, to tell you the truth, and because they're not thinking about how it's going to look when it gets out there and multiplies. But so I want to change some perspective. I want to help you think big, big, big. And so that's the reason why we're having this blog. And yeah, and just to let you know, you're not alone in this business journey. I was the Latin American Chamber of Commerce here in Chicago, 8 years. I worked with business owners, and it was during a time when my business was just like going down. I thought it was hypocritical. I thought it was hypocritical for me to support other businesses while my business is going down. But you know what? It's important. COVID taught us something. You got to have community. You got to be around like-minded entrepreneurs. And so I'm going to be inviting onto this blog many like-minded entrepreneurs, men and women that are basically out there building, scaling, they're thriving. That's who I'm going to be talking to. And so that's why I wanted to just let you know, this is Bennett Santana, and I'm here to really to support you. But I want you to remember this: never give up and always build up. And so that's really my philosophy. That's my internal motto. Never give up. And I wish I could play that song by Justin Bieber, Never, Never, Never. But you know what? We don't have the rights to that. But anyway, think about that song. And when I say never give up, always build up. But first of all, I want to welcome you to the GoldMind Business Academy family. And I am so psyched to be here. I'm so excited to start this page, and I hope you are too. And listen, I'd like to encourage you, go up to Bennett Santana at YouTube, sign up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's how you could get a lot of the material I'm going to be pushing out. Subscribe to this blog, to let friends know, and the end result is please comment. I love those comments because I can't catch everything. Sometimes you might catch something, and I'm like, I'll quickly change it, I'll quickly adjust it. And if there's no one perfect, and I'm not striving for perfection either. I'm right now, I'm just trying to get as much out as I can. And so above all, thank you so much again. Welcome to the GoldMind Business Academy. And so you guys, we're looking forward to working together. Thank you so much.